Perks were introduced in the original Modern Warfare way back in 2007. They have since become a staple of the franchise. They're a great way to spice up the gameplay, make the experience more customizable to your playstyle. But not all perks are created equal, and throughout the years, there have been some perks that were they were way too good. What's up, everybody? Jimmy or Chaos. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to be talking about what I think are the 20 most broken perks in COD history. So you let me know in the comments what you think the most busted perk ever is. Drop a like on the video. And at number 20, we're going to start off with Stalker Pro in Modern Warfare 3, the original. Now, it was a yellow perk back in the original MW3, and it was absolutely essential to aggressive playstyles. In fact, it may have been a little too essential. Stalker would let you move at full speed while aiming down the sights of your gun, and then Pro, well, that would give you the ability plus a 2-second delay on claymores and bouncing betties. You could literally run around the map with no consequence, and you could just laser people with any gun you wanted. It was insanely strong, and a very good way to kick off today's list. At number 19, Commando Pro in Modern Warfare 2, the original. This is one of the most infamous perks from the original Modern Warfare trilogy. Commando Pro would not only delete any and all fall damage, but also give you a ridiculous boost to your melee lock-on distance, and since melee attacks were one-hit, they were one-hit kill knives in the game. You could use this perk, zip around the map, go from person to person like Jason Voorhees. Commando Pro made you melee lunge so fast and so far that you basically teleported from place to place while instantly killing anybody that you touched. This was one of the most annoying things in the game, but I'm not going to deny how fun it was if you were the person using it. At number 18, Special Grenades ×3 in COD 4. In COD 4, if you never played the original, you could pick up between stun grenades, smoke grenades, flashbangs as your special equipment, but you could also throw this little blue perk on your class to give you 3 of them. 3 of them every time you spawned in instead of 1. Now granted, it didn't work on smoke grenades, but this perk would still let you spawn in with triple stuns or triple flashes, which it was ridiculous. If someone on the other team was running triple flashes or stuns, you were in for a long match. I mean, I know this was a more experimental time for COD, and stuff like this was just a bit of a growing pain for the series, but seriously, I mean, come on, Infinity Ward. You probably should have known this perk was going to be a little broken. At number 17, Last Stand in COD 4. When you win a gunfight in COD, you expect that person to go away. Last Stand kind of threw a wrench in that flow, made it so the target didn't go away when they hit 0 health. Instead, they would instantly drop to the ground, whip out their pistol, try to get some cheap shots on you, and it was super cheap. It was very unfair, and thankfully, it's been deleted from the franchise since COD 4 days. Could you imagine 2025 COD or 2026, they somehow try to bring this back? At number 16, Hardline Pro in the original Modern Warfare 3. This was a staple perk back in the golden age of COD. It allowed you to earn kill streaks with 1 less point than usual. This perk had a massive buff in Modern Warfare 3 to the point where it was kind of busted, especially if you were using the Specialist Strike package. Hardline would still make your streaks cost 1 less point than usual, but it would also give you a full point for every 2 assists you got. Plus, the Specialist Strike package started giving you bonus perks after 2 kills by default. So if you were running Hardline, you would start working your way to the Specialist bonus after just 1 kill, and it meant you would get every perk in the game after 7 kills or assists instead of the usual 8. Hardline Pro was OP, and looking back at just how popular it was, definitely deserved a spot on today's list. At number 15, Ghost in Modern Warfare 2019. Now, this game did a really annoying thing where enemy gunfire didn't actually show up on your minimap unless you had the personal radar or the UAV up in the air. This meant whenever you did have one of those up in the air, you were basically just staring at your minimap because it had extra valuable information, and that is why Ghost was so broken in the game. It wasn't uncommon to call in a UAV and then literally get no red dots with the radar sweep because the entire enemy team was running Ghost to keep themselves off of it. I don't understand how anybody could playtest this or think the minimap overall in this game was good, but it wasn't. At number 14, Juggernaut in World at War. Juggernaut used to be a staple perk in the COD series. It was always in the red perk category, making it the counterpart to stopping power. But Jug in World at War, man, I mean, it was functionally identical like the other ones, but it was really annoying. Most of the guns in World at War fired relatively slowly, which meant the health boost you got from the Juggy, it was way more noticeable, and it also made it a lot more frustrating to shoot someone in the face only to get a little red cross icon on your screen and watch them run away like nothing happened, laughing at you. COD 4, Juggernaut was annoying. Since the average rate of fire was higher, you could usually just power through a Jug user. World at War, where everyone was firing a lot slower, Jug was way more powerful and way more broken. At number 13, Dexterity in Black Ops 2. This was the first perk in COD history with the sole purpose of speeding up your sprint out times, and it really sped up your sprint out times. If you were running Dexterity, your sprint out time on every gun was practically instant, and it gave you this massive advantage if you came face to face with an enemy player, while also making you much more lethal as an aggressive force. I would say this was basically a crutch perk in the game, and since we're on the topic of Black Ops 2 crutch perks, at number 12, Toughness in Black Ops 2. Extremely strong perk, drastically toned down your flinch when you were getting shot in a gunfight, which would allow you to get way more aggressive and not have to worry about getting knocked off target if your enemy returned fire and it landed. Basically, every aggressive playstyle had toughness on their class. I think it may have been a little too good. If everyone is using the same perk on all of their classes, that's a pretty good sign that the perk might be a tad bit broken. At number 11, Claymore times 2, COD 4. Claymores were introduced in COD 4. They weren't an equipment piece. Instead, they were part of this blue perk that would give you 2 of them every time you spawned in. Yeah, a perk that gave you Claymores. And the Claymores in this game, they were insane. Very small, hard to see. They went off almost instantly when someone got in range, and the only real counter to them was the Bomb Squad perk, which absolutely nobody ever used because it was in the same perk category as the Claymore perk. Why would you take a Claymore counter perk instead of just having your own Claymores? You wouldn't. At number 10, Bouncing Betty times 2, World at War. Similar situation to the last one, but even more busted. The Bouncing Betties were part of a blue perk in World at War, but they were even smaller than the COD 4 Claymores, and they had a full 360 detection and blast radius. Instead of just the front-facing radius of the Claymores, these things did it all the way around. Not only were they a lot harder to see on the battlefield, they were also a lot more lethal. Super frustrating perk. I think it deserves a little shout here. A lot of COD players today forget that landmines used to be perks for some reason. We don't know why, but they were, and they were arguably even more annoying than they are today. At number 9, Sixth Sense in Black Ops 3. I still remember when this perk was first revealed and everybody was kind of freaking out. Blue perk put a giant red indicator on your minimap whenever an enemy player was within a certain range. That made it impossible for them to catch you off guard. The perk could completely invalidate flankers, stealthy players, and it wasn't even fully countered by the hardwired perk. This thing was strong, and that was supposed to be the counter, and it didn't work. At number 8, Martyrdom in COD 4. I want to know whose idea it was. Why would you make a perk that drops a live grenade on your body whenever you die? Especially in a game where the grenades were probably the most powerful we've ever seen. If you knife somebody using Martyrdom, basically no escaping the explosion because you literally couldn't run fast enough to get out of their blast radius. If you were running Martyrdom on shipment, just know that probably everybody out there, well, nobody liked you. You could have been running a more dignified yellow perk, steady aim, deep impact, but no, you chose to run this. At number 7, Recon Pro in Modern Warfare 3, the original. Now, Recon Pro had to be, to me, one of the most annoying perks ever for an objective game mode and round-based modes like S&D. This perk made it so whenever you got a hit marker for any reason, be it bullets, explosives, tactical equipment, it didn't matter. The enemies you would hit would be painted on your minimap in real time like a blackbird or something for like 8 or 9 seconds, and your teammates would get that effect as well. So in Search, all you had to do is throw Recon Pro on your class, and then right when the round started, throw a flashbang or a noob tube towards the enemy spawn, and your team would essentially get a free blackbird for 8 seconds, and you could see exactly where the enemy was going, at which bomb site, everything you needed to cover. Completely broken. At number 6, Ghost Pro in Black Ops. Now, most of the perks in the original Black Ops were decently balanced, but the one that everyone remembers has to be Ghost Pro. This perk would keep you off the enemy spy plane sweeps. It would also give you a really sweet looking ghillie suit, but the reason it was so broken was the simple fact that it was way better than everything else in the category. Since there was no way to run more than one perk from the same cat in this game, that meant, guess what? Everybody was running Ghost Pro all the time, myself included. Spy planes were basically useless in this game because there was only 1 or 2 people on the enemy team who could actually show up on a radar sweep. As far as ghost-type perks in COD history, I think this was the most dominant. Now we arrive at the top 5. Second Chance Pro in Black Ops. Everybody hated Last Stand, so let's make it even better and let's buff it, right? Second Chance Pro would not only let you drop to the ground and whip out your pistol, it would also, get this, make you invincible for a second or two after dropping to the ground, and it would give the ability to be picked up by teammates. Yeah, Treyarch, that one was awesome. You bet. At number 4, Assassin Pro in Modern Warfare 3, the original. Every COD game has a perk that keeps you off the enemy UAVs, but Assassin Pro has to be one of the best ever because it countered basically everything that could ever spot you. Assassin Pro would make you immune to the UAV, the advanced UAV, the counter UAV, the thermal scope, the portable radar, the heartbeat sensor, and the EMP. On top of that, it also erased the red nameplate from above your head so the enemy wouldn't see anything while they aimed at you. This was absolutely hands down the best perk in the game. I'm still not sure how it never got nerfed. It countered so many things. At number 3, Frag times 3 in COD 4. Frag grenades in COD 4 are some of the strongest in COD history. We talked about it earlier, and since Infinity Ward were a bunch of jokers back then, there was a blue perk that would let you spawn in with 3 of them instead of the default 1. I don't have to explain why it was broken. On close range maps like Shipment, Vacant, Wet Work, this perk literally got you dozens of kills every single match. You spawn in, throw your 3 grenades across the map, you die, and you do it all over again. It was a simple perk, but it had a massive problem, and Raven Software even disabled the perk in certain playlists in Modern Warfare Remastered. That was at least a good call. At number 2, Danger Close Pro in the original Modern Warfare 2. Everyone remembers how insane the explosives were in MW2, but you could actually make them even stronger. Yeah, Danger Close Pro. Do that, you would break the game in half. Danger Close Pro basically turned every explosive into an insta-kill, no matter what or where it was, and it also buffed your kill streak damage, because that's totally what Modern Warfare 2 needed. Even more kill streak damage. Those Pavolos floating around the flying fortresses, make them stronger. It was even more broken when you comboed it with, segue, number 1 today, One Man Army Pro in Modern Warfare 2. Come on. I mean, One Man Army and its pro version. It was the blue perk, would let you change your class without dying first, which meant you would just keep infinitely swapping between 2 grenade launcher classes, hunker down in a corner somewhere, spray noob tubes across the map, set claymores, and if you never experienced this perk firsthand, consider yourself lucky, because it absolutely destroyed the fun of the game, and it was never patched, ever. Imagine the kind of damage you could do with unlimited noob tubes with 0 consequences. Easily the most broken perk in COD history. Easily deserving of the number 1 spot today. Let me know 2 perks that didn't make this list that should have. I'll see you guys soon.